Have you ever wondered how one of the greatest NBA players of all time started his incredible basketball journey? What if I told you that Stephen Curry, the player who completely revolutionized the game with his jaw-dropping three-point shooting, wasn't even considered a top prospect coming out of high school? That's right, no major universities knocking at his door, no blue-chip recruit status. Instead, he was underestimated, overlooked, and deemed too small to make an impact at the next level. But Curry didn't let that define him. In fact, his story is one of perseverance, grit, and an unwavering belief in his own abilities. It's the ultimate underdog tale, where against all odds, he carved his path to greatness. Stick around, because today we're diving into the unbelievable, almost mythic story of Stephen Curry's time at Davidson College, a small school that became the launchpad for one of the most exciting and transformative careers in NBA history. This is where he silenced the doubters, proved everyone wrong, and laid the foundation for his legendary rise to basketball royalty. If you think you know everything about Steph Curry, think again, because his college years are filled with unforgettable moments, game-changing performances, and lessons that shaped the player and leader he is today. Let's take a closer look at the journey that transformed a scrawny, overlooked guard into the face of a global basketball revolution. Get ready to be amazed. Stephen Curry, a name synonymous with greatness, is known today for his insane three-point shooting, championship titles, and unforgettable performances. But before becoming a global icon, Curry's basketball journey had humble beginnings. He didn't get recruited by powerhouse universities like Duke or North Carolina, and he wasn't handed anything on a silver platter. Instead, he carved out his place in history at Davidson College, a small school that became the backdrop for one of the greatest underdog stories in basketball. In this video, we're going to explore the highs and lows of Curry's college career, the moments that defined him as a player, and how he transformed from an overlooked high school recruit into one of the most influential figures in the sport. By the end, you'll see how every challenge he faced at Davidson played a crucial role in shaping the player we know and love today. Let's start at the beginning. Stephen Curry was born in Akron, Ohio, on March 14, 1988, the same city and even the same hospital as LeBron James. His father, Del Curry, was an NBA player at the time, which meant basketball was already a big part of young Stephen's life. The Curry family would soon move to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Del spent the majority of his NBA career with the Charlotte Hornets. Growing up, Stephen and his younger brother Seth were always around basketball, attending their father's games and even joining in on shooting drills with NBA players. It was clear from an early age that Stephen had an incredible shooting touch, but there was one problem: his size. Curry was always smaller than his peers, and despite his clear skill, many doubted if he could compete at higher levels of basketball due to his slight frame. Throughout high school, Curry honed his skills at Charlotte Christian School. He led his team to impressive records, yet despite his success on the court, the major colleges didn't come calling. Why? He was considered too small and too skinny to compete at the collegiate level. His father had a storied career at Virginia Tech, and naturally, Curry wanted to follow in his footsteps. However, Virginia Tech wasn't interested in offering him a scholarship, and neither were the other top programs in the country. So, instead of going to a big-name school, Stephen Curry chose Davidson College, a small school in North Carolina that had been aggressively recruiting him since his middle school days. It was a surprising choice for many, but it would prove to be the perfect stage for Curry to showcase his talent. Curry's first game at Davidson wasn't the smoothest. In his debut against Eastern Michigan, he scored 15 points but had an alarming 13 turnovers. It wasn't exactly the start that his coach, Bob McKillop, had envisioned when he said Curry was something special. But, as we would all come to learn, Curry has an incredible ability to bounce back from adversity. Despite the rocky start, Curry's freshman season quickly turned around. He would finish the season averaging an impressive 21.5 points per game, setting an NCAA record for three-pointers made by a freshman with 122. He led the Southern Conference in scoring and finished second in the entire nation, behind only Kevin Durant. Davidson, largely on the back of Curry's play, made it to the NCAA Tournament, where they faced Maryland in the first round. Though Curry scored 30 points, Davidson lost the game 82-70, ending their tournament run early. Curry's individual accomplishments, however, were enough to earn him the Southern Conference Freshman of the Year award and national recognition as one of college basketball's rising stars. His shooting prowess and ability to score from virtually anywhere on the court were beginning to catch the attention of basketball fans and analysts across the country. By his sophomore year, Stephen Curry had grown both physically and as a player. Standing at 6 feet 2 inches, Curry averaged 25.9 points per game, again leading the Southern Conference in scoring. Davidson had an outstanding regular season, going 26-6 overall and 20-0 in conference play. But it was the 2008 NCAA Tournament where Curry truly cemented his legacy. Davidson entered the tournament as a 10 seed, not expected to make much noise. In their first-round matchup against Gonzaga, Davidson was down by 11 points at halftime. Curry had only 10 points by the break. But in the second half, he exploded for 30 points, leading Davidson to an 82-76 victory. Curry finished the game with 40 points and made 8 of his 10 three-point attempts, sending shockwaves throughout the basketball world. Davidson wasn't done. In the second round, they faced second-seeded Georgetown. Once again, Curry started slow, scoring just 5 points in the first half as Davidson trailed by 17 points. And once again, he turned it around in the second half, scoring 25 points and willing Davidson to a 74-70 upset win. Curry finished with 30 points and solidified his reputation as a giant slayer. The magic continued in the Sweet 16, where Davidson faced Wisconsin, the third seed. Curry dropped 33 points, leading Davidson to a dominant 73-56 victory and a spot in the Elite Eight. Curry became just the fourth player in NCAA history to score 30 or more points in his first 4 tournament games, joining legends like Clyde Lavalette and Glenn Robinson. Davidson's Cinderella run finally came to an end in the Elite Eight against the eventual champions, Kansas. Despite being guarded by taller and stronger players the entire game, Curry still managed to score 25 points. Kansas narrowly won 59-57, but Davidson's run and Curry's individual performances were the story of the tournament. Stephen Curry's time at Davidson College was nothing short of extraordinary. His journey from an overlooked high school player to a national sensation at a small college is a story that continues to inspire athletes and fans alike. Curry wasn't blessed with the typical physical attributes that scouts drool over. He wasn't the tallest, the strongest, or the most athletic. But what he lacked in physical stature, he more than made up for in heart, determination, and an unrelenting work ethic. At Davidson, Curry didn't just play basketball. He completely transformed how the game is perceived. His shooting ability, especially from beyond the arc, was something the basketball world hadn't seen before, and it left coaches, players, and analysts in awe. Yet, his success wasn't built on raw talent alone. It was forged through countless hours in the gym, refining his craft, honing his skills, and perfecting every aspect of his game. He carried the weight of being the underdog, and instead of being discouraged, he used it as fuel to prove everyone wrong. Leading Davidson, a small school that few believed could make waves in the NCAA Tournament, all the way to the Elite Eight, was nothing short of miraculous. It wasn't just about the points he scored or the games he won. It was about the way he did it, with poise, precision, and a quiet but fierce confidence that radiated from every shot he took. He turned doubters into believers and showed the world that true greatness isn't always about natural gifts, but about perseverance, vision, and an unshakable belief in oneself. Stephen Curry's college career is a shining example of what happens when talent meets tenacity. His time at Davidson laid the foundation for everything that was to come in the NBA, where he would go on to change the very way basketball is played. His legacy at Davidson wasn't just about individual achievements. It was about proving that with the right mindset, the impossible can be made possible. He inspired a generation of players to believe that no matter the odds, greatness is within reach if you're willing to put in the work and trust in your abilities. So, as we look back on Stephen Curry's time at Davidson, we see not just a series of remarkable games, but the birth of a legend. one who redefined the limits of what's possible on the basketball court. It was at Davidson that Curry showed the world who he truly was. Not just a shooter, but a visionary, a leader, and a game changer. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Stephen Curry's incredible college journey, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more amazing basketball stories. Share this video with your friends and leave a comment below. What was your favorite moment from Curry's college career? Let's keep the conversation going.